BYJU'S Exam Prep IAS has been the gateway to your IAS prep. Our YouTube channel is going to get even better from 2023. Starting 2nd January, the Hindu newspaper analysis will be conducted live every day at 10 a.m. by your beloved faculties. Not only this, we have a whole new set of initiatives lined up for the new year to help you clear this prestigious exam. So subscribe to our YouTube channel now and give wings to your civil services dream.
Hello and welcome to BYJU'S Exam Prep IAS, presenting to you the daily quiz for 30th of December 2022. Now let us begin and take a look at the first question for today. Operation Green Scheme is being carried out under option A, National Green Hydrogen Mission, option B, Pradhan Mantri Kisan Samman Nidhi, option C, Pradhan Mantri Kisan Sampada Yojana, option D, National Mission for Sustainable Agriculture. What is the context? This article in the PIB today has a reference to Operation Green Scheme, and that is why this question. In the budget speech of Union Budget of 2018 and 19, a new scheme, Operation Greens, was announced. This was announced to promote farmer-producer organizations, agriculture logistics, processing facilities and professional management in agriculture. The scheme is being implemented under the Pradhan Mantri Kisan Sampada Yojana. So this Operation Greens is a price fixation scheme that aims to ensure farmers are given the right price for their produce. This was launched for integrated development of tomato, onion and potato value chain with the objectives to enhance value realization of the TOP farmers, that is tomato, onions and potato. The other objectives were reduction in post-harvest losses, price stabilization for producers and consumers, and also increase in food processing capacities. The Pradhan Mantri Kisan Sampada Yojana is being implemented by the Ministry of Food Processing Industries. This scheme is a comprehensive package which aims to create modern infrastructure with efficient supply chain management from farm gate till retail outlet. So now we know that Operation Green Scheme is implemented under Pradhan Mantri Kisan Sampada Yojana. So option C would be the right answer here. See, the Green Hydrogen Mission has been launched to scale up green hydrogen production, utilization and also exports in India. And the Pradhan Mantri Kisan Samman Nidhi is a minimum income support scheme for the farmers. And the National Mission for Sustainable Agriculture tries to comprehensively revamp the agricultural practices so that agriculture can be practiced in a sustainable manner in such a way that it plays a role in the mitigation of climate change effects. Now moving on to question number 2. Which of the following statements best describes Pradhan Mantri Rojgar Protsahan Yojana? Option A, it is a scheme to incentivize employers registered with the Employees Provident Fund Organization for job creation. Option B, it is a skill certification scheme launched to enable Indian youth to take up industry relevant skill training that will help them in securing a better livelihood. Option C, it is the scheme launched to provide 100 days of guaranteed wage employment to rural unskilled labor. Option D, it is the scheme launched to create up to 500 time-limited jobs of different skill sets in the private sector amid COVID-19 pandemic. What is the context? There is a reference to the Pradhan Mantri Rojgar Protsahan Yojana in this article in the PIB today. And that is why this question. See, the Pradhan Mantri Rojgar Protsahan Yojana is a scheme to incentivize the employers who are registered with the Employee Provident Fund Organization for job creation. Now you may ask, how will they be incentivized? See, the government of India will pay the full contribution of employers to Employee Pension Scheme and Employees Provident Fund in respect of new employees that have a new universal account number. So there are twin benefits of implementing this scheme. That is, number 1, the employer is incentivized for increasing the employment base of workers in his establishment. So basically, the objective of this scheme is to promote employment generation. The second benefit is that a huge number of workers would find jobs in such establishments. The direct benefit of this scheme is that the workers have access to social security benefit through provident fund, pension and death-linked insurance. So the right answer here would be option A. Option B here is talking about the Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana, which is for skill development. And option C talks about the most talked about Manrega scheme. Now let us take up the third question. Consider the following statements with respect to James Webb Telescope. Number 1, it is a joint project of the National Aeronautics and Space Administration (NASA), European Space Agency, the Japanese Aerospace Exploration Agency, that is JAXA, and the Canadian Space Agency. Number 2, it is an infrared observatory orbiting in the low Earth orbit. Number 3, it was formerly known as the Next Generation Space Telescope. How many of the given statements are correct? Why this question? This article in the Indian Express newspaper today has a reference to the James Webb Telescope and hence this question. See, the James Webb Telescope is a joint project of NASA, the European Space Agency, and the Canadian Space Agency. JAXA is not involved here, so statement number 1 becomes incorrect. This James Webb Telescope is designed to make observations in infrared wavelengths, meaning it will see farther into the universe both back in time and through clouds of dust to learn about stellar and galactic evolution, planet formation, and much more. So yes, it is an infrared observatory. But please remember that this telescope is not placed in the low Earth orbit. The Hubble's telescope was in the low Earth orbit. The James Webb telescope will orbit the Sun 1.5 million kilometers away from the Earth at what is called as the Lagrange point or L2. So 2 becomes incorrect. This James Webb telescope will be able to study old and distant galaxies as well, which was not possible with Hubble. Another point to remember is that James Webb Telescope was formerly known as the Next Generation Space Telescope and it was renamed in 2002 after a former NASA administrator, James Webb. So 3 is the only correct statement here. Therefore, the right answer would be option A. Moving on to question number 4. Consider the following statements. Number 1. The Dhibar Commission created primitive tribal groups as a separate category who are less developed among the tribal groups. Number 2, Odisha has the highest number of particularly vulnerable tribal groups or PVTGs. Number 3, Jaravas and Onges are some of the PVTGs in Odisha. Which of the given statements is or are correct? Why this question? In this article in the Hindu newspaper today, there is a mention of the Bonda tribes of Odisha who are a particularly vulnerable tribal group and hence a question on PVTGs. What exactly are these PVTGs? See, PVTGs are more vulnerable among the tribal groups. In the year 1973, the Dhibar Commission created primitive tribal groups as a separate category. These people are less developed among the tribal groups. And in the year 2006, the government of India renamed the primitive tribal group as particularly vulnerable tribal groups. So, primitive tribal groups were renamed as particularly vulnerable tribal groups. These PVTGs have some basic characteristics. What are these? They have a declining or stagnant population. They have low level of literacy and pre-agricultural level of technology. And also, the most important part, they are economically backward. They generally inhabit remote localities that have poor infrastructure and also administrative support. So when we take a look at the first statement, this is correct. Currently in India, there are 75 listed particularly vulnerable tribal groups and the highest number are found in Odisha. So 2 is also correct. Odisha has 13 particularly vulnerable tribal groups. Now coming to statement 3. Yes, Jaravas and Onges are some of the particularly vulnerable tribal groups, but they do not belong to Odisha. Where are these tribes found? Let me know in the comment section. So 3 becomes incorrect. Therefore, our answer here would be option D, 1 and 2 only. Now let us take up a previous year question from Prelims paper 2018. 3D printing has applications in which of the following? Number 1, preparation of confectionery items. Number 2, manufacture of bionic ears. Number 3, automotive industry. Number 4, reconstructive surgeries. Number 5, data processing technologies. See, 3D printing is being used in a wide range of industries from construction to medical technology. Some of the applications could be in confectionery, which is focused primarily on chocolate and hard sugar candy, and also recently the printing of gummy candies as well. So one is correct. Here you can eliminate option B. We have also read of instances where 3D printing of bionic ear has taken place, which can hear radio waves. So 2 is also correct. If you know these two, you will directly arrive at your answer, which is D, because you can eliminate option A and option C. We all know that 3D printing finds its application in the automotive industry, and it has also been used in facial reconstructive surgeries as well. People can now receive custom 3D printed facial implants to help after their illness or injuries. So 4 is also correct. And also 3D printing finds its application in data processing technologies as well. So the right answer here would be option D. Now let us take up the fact of the day for today, which is Pradhan Mantri Kisan Samriddhi Kendras. We've taken up this topic for discussion because there is a reference of the Pradhan Mantri Kisan Samriddhi Kendras in this article in the PIB today. The Pradhan Mantri Kisan Samriddhi Kendras refer to centers that cater to the needs of farmers related to agricultural fertilizers, seeds and also farm equipments. Under this scheme, the retail fertilizer shops in the country will be converted into Pradhan Mantri Kisan Samriddhi Kendras. And this will be done in a phased manner. The Pradhan Mantri Kisan Samriddhi Kendras are also known as model fertilizer retail shops. And these shops will serve as a one-stop shop for Indian farmers buying quality agricultural inputs such as fertilizers, seeds and also pesticides. There are various other benefits that the Pradhan Mantri Kisan Samriddhi Kendras make available to the Indian farmers. That is, they've been designed to create awareness among the farmers about balanced use of fertilizer as well. So awareness is created about the use of organic fertilizers and also micronutrients. This is one of the important components in ensuring sustainable agriculture. Plans are also being chalked out to make sure that these kendras will hold farmers' meetings on their premises regularly. This will serve as a platform for all the farmers to share their best practices. Also, this platform can be used by the farmers to know about the latest government interventions, schemes and initiatives that are dedicated to agriculture. So basically, these kendras will act as a nodal point for all the farm related activities. Also note that during the PM Kisan Samman Sammelan of 2022, the Prime Minister of India inaugurated 600 Pradhan Mantri Kisan Samriddhi Kendras under the Ministry of Chemicals and Fertilizer. That is all for today. Thank you for being with us. Keep watching and keep learning.